What's up, everybody? I'm trying to explain the Morph Ball Room today. I've tried to record this like 2 other times, and it's a lot of information, but I'm going to try and make it as bare bones as possible. I'm not going to try and overwhelm with information or anything. I'm just going to try and make it as simple as possible. To cover the strats that are let's start with this. What are the strats? You can jump, you can spin into the morph ball and do a wall jump out. You can do like a slow, like if you, how do I explain it? Like a curl, like that, right? Except you actually land. I'm really bad at it. It's slower than what I'm about to explain too, but you can do it. Some people find it easier, I think. I can't do it for the life of me, but you can kind of like do a really high jump and kind of curl into it. It's still pretty slow. I don't recommend it, but you can do it. And the last strat for the start of the room is there you go. And this is the last strat. You wall jump check, you kind of snap to the morph ball, and then you land down here and continue, right? So there's those 3 strats. There's the kind of like wall jump, and then, you know, angle down, shoot. There's like that high curl. I can't do it for the life of me, but I've seen, I think, Zenny do it a couple times. And then there's the snap wall jump check. There might be another one, but not that I know of. So there's a 1609. That right there. That's the same as Cutie's God's Place. That exact room was the same as Cutie's God's Place. That was the same as Zenny's. That was a frame slower than Zenny's Morph Ball and is 100% splice. But that was like really bare bones. That was like, this is like, I could do this in any run. Like I could do this in a run, like simply. You're also gonna have to forgive me. I'm really bad at talking and playing at the same time. $1604. There you go. See, that's like if I'm in a run, 1604 is not like out of the realm. Like that's not a hard barrier to pass. And I'll explain how it all works in a second. So, what you're gonna want to start doing is jumping as early as you can from here. You just barely don't want to nick the corner of this block here. You just barely want to be able to jump past it optimally, right? If you can, doing a couple like arm pumps, like I do 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I jump and try and get, like if I'm room grinding. Was it 1006? Yeah. So if I'm room grinding, I'll do like 3 arm pumps and then 1, 2, 3. I'll do 3 arm pumps and then I try and not nick this corner here. So I'll do 1, 2, 3. I ledge grab, I run, I do a 1 frame jump, 1 frame spin jump off this, off here. If I can, it's 1 frame. Sometimes it might be a little more, and you might have to tap, depending on how you hold your controller. I just swipe my finger down. Sometimes you miss it, and if you do, that's fine. As long as you're ready. I'm trying to make a video, so I'm not ready. As long as you're ready, you shouldn't really mess it up, and if you do, you can always just down back. I know some people even just main the down back. They find it easier. It's a little slower. I can't get really good times with it. So I recommend just spin jumping off. And then you need to recognize 3. You need to get as much run speed as you can off this little face block. It's really important that you get as much run speed as you can. Now, it's not crucial. You can still get a really good time if you don't. But if you're wondering why your room varies so much, it's probably either because of the way you do the beginning or the way you do the end. You might do the beginning pretty fast, or you might just kind of have an in-between moment. And then for the longest time after this, I wondered for so long why my room times were so variable still. I was still getting like 1020s, and then sometimes like 10-13s or 16-13s and 16-20. You know, I'd just be like bouncing all around. The other reason I found is because after you get this morph ball, I'm gonna pause and unpause so we don't have to listen to the camera. After you get the morph ball, you need to break out a spin. Like, you need to buffer a angle down out of the fanfare. I found that like improved my room times immensely was when I would like intentionally break the spin early, like right out of the fanfare. So I'm holding down plus right. I hold down plus right on the D-pad. This is one of the only times I don't use angle down, like the R button for me. R is angle down for me, which is different for most people. Most people have R is angle up. But I hold down and right, and the reason I do that is because you can also save time right here. Hold on. The camera gets really annoying. So after here, if you're holding down plus right, I guess I can explain it better here. And then you can just press down. You can just press down and you'll morph. And you'll continue moving forward. You see that instead of like running off and then having to press down twice and then move? See what I mean? You can like... Okay, so that's the best way to explain it. You hold down plus right, you just press down once and you'll move forward even though I'm not touching anything. I'm not touching the D-pad after I morph, but I still move forward. On the contrary, if you run and then just morph, you need to press forward after, and you're going to lose a little bit of time, typically. At least I find I did. So what I do is I land, and then I do a little morph there, and you should be able to avoid this block right here. You should be able to avoid it with a down, with a good morph. You should be able to avoid it, and then you should be also breaking that block as you land. Like, that's what the down and right is for too. You kind of like, you hold down and right. I do on the D-pad. Is that gonna make it? I didn't think so. And then, okay, come on. Then you morph. And then once you land here, this is also really important. There's two options. I think technically even without a mockball off this little pillar here, even without a mockball, I think it's still technically faster to unmorph as late as you can and do like a really, really precise ledge grab. Even without a mockball, I think it might just be like a frame or 2 or 3 faster. But I find it really hard, and I think it's way easier to unmorph almost as early as you can, just somewhere in like this range. Run and then ledge grab as soon as you can here. It's easier when you're in the flow of things, at least I think so. So let me see what I can get. So that was a bad ledge grab. There we go. Yeah, 1604, that's pretty good. In comparison, it's about the same. You can get about the same time. Do whatever's more comfortable for you. Technically, I do think morphing to the edge is faster. I don't do it. I don't find it comfortable. I'd rather do this. Then the other rule is whatever you get on this grab of the morph ball. So whatever you get there, the last 2 digits, the 07, should either stay the same. It should be a 1607, or it should be a like 1604. You know, they shouldn't change. This is fine, even when you don't get a ledge or a wall jump check. So like this will go up. You know, because I didn't get a clean ledge grab. 1008. This was a little slow, but we still got a 1607, right? So those last 2 digits should never change. And if they are, then you know you're losing time somewhere here. And I recommend you try some other stuff out. Try breaking spin out of the fanfare. Try morphing out of the down plus right, like an angle down. If there's one takeaway from this strat that I would recommend, It's seriously hold down plus right out of the fanfare. It saved me a lot of time consistently in this room. And then that way you only have to press down once you're past the ledge. So yeah, all of these times have been beating the God Splice times. Even that, I saved 3 frames off what I would consider to be a decent Morph Ball time, right? So like decent is staying the same, the last 2 digits. But I started at 11 and ended at 08, which is pretty good. The fastest I've been able to do with this strategy was a 15:59. I uploaded it. I'll also just, I guess, leave it in the description if you're lazy and you do want to see it. You do the same, you jump, I do 3 arm pumps. Jump as early as you can to not nick the corner of this block. Perfect ledge grab. Perfect 1 frame. Get max run speed. Perfect wall jump check. That way you get a 10:03 grab. I think this will be a 10:05. You should get a 10:03, and then after the 10:03, everything else needs to kind of be perfect too. You need to like have perfect everything else just about, and it will just barely have enough time to get a 15.5x. I'm also really bad at arm pumping, so like I'm sure someone like Omni or Beefy or Zoa or someone else could, you know, come back and save a ton of time. Alright, I know that was a lot. I don't know what you're averaging, but hopefully I've lowered it at least 10, 15, 20 frames, maybe. Here's how you can save even more time with a pretty dumb strat that's kind of viable in my testing. You can get like mid to low 15.5x's with this. There you go, 15.55. And that started with a 10:07. So that what did that save? 10:07, 50, that saved 12 frames. So like if I had gotten a 10:03, that would have been a 15.51. My best with this, doing this, was a 15.52. So I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. It's kind of dumb. It's kind of viable though, in a way. I think honestly I might do it in runs. It just kind of depends on, more than anything, it depends what your wall jump check is. So what's happening here, if you can't see it, I'll explain it. I'm trying to jump as early as I can. Sometimes you just get into a spell like that where you're just gonna... So there's a 10:04. If I had held angle down out of that wall jump check, I would have landed here. I wouldn't have landed on here, but because I let myself spin, I landed on the block. You kind of just start to see and understand after you do this room for a while. So what's happening here? Angle down. Still shoot the block. Do not hold down plus right on the D-pad after you shoot the block. You need to switch immediately to right. At least I find it the most comfortable. Switch immediately to right. Do a little hop. 15.59. Do a little tiny hop. This hop can vary, and sometimes you get a fast mockball, sometimes you get a slow mockball. The reason I think it's kind of run viable is because even if you miss it, you can still get really dang fast. Even if you miss it, you can still get really fast room times compared to everyone else. So like I missed the fast mockball there. You need to run on this block for like a little bit of time. So I bonked, and I had a really slow ledge grab, and I still got a 16:05. You know? So I don't know. I want to test around with it more today. Or I tested around with it today. 15.53. See, that's my PB was a 15.52. That was with a 10:04. But yeah, I don't know. This room is honestly under-optimized in most people's runs, and I think it's not that hard to get really sick room times in this room. 50-55, another 12 frame saver. Anyways, that's it for the Morph Ball Room. I hope this helped somebody out there get at least consistently a little bit faster of times. I know it's not technically easy, everything that I just did. Like, I explained a lot, there's a lot of information, and this room is hard, and I'm gonna mess it. Like, even, I was getting consistent mid 15.5x's there, but if I tried to do that in runs, it would be hard, and I'm gonna mess it up. That's just how it goes. All right, that's all. Thanks for watching. Yeah, see you later.